Hello, my friends. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Um, it's been a while. It would have been sooner, but I recorded a video yesterday, and when I went back to look at the footage and whatnot, it wasn't there. Well, it was, but it stopped after a minute and 8 seconds. So I lost everything I recorded, which is a shame because it was me. It was me finishing building this. Oh well. So I guess I can tell you about it instead. Let's do that. Let's suit up. Shall we? We shall. This is the gold farm. It is complete. It is working. We put down all the magma cube layers. We did this yesterday and the night before that. We have actually let it run overnight and tested it. The returns were quite good. But let me explain how it works, since it's been a month and I know that the handful of people who watch this don't typically know how these things work and like to know them. So, we are in a nether waste biome, which you can see up in the top right under the mini map. On the nether roof, which is, you can tell we're on top of that because the floor is bedrock. That means we're on the roof. Nothing can spawn up here unless you place blocks down. And if you place blocks down, of course, the only things that will spawn up here will be things that can spawn in the biome related to that, which is, without the mini map, you wouldn't really know which biome you were in because you can't look around and see. But in the nether waste, there's only going to be two things that spawn. And that's going to be ghasts and zombified piglin right there. Now, ghasts, they need 3 blocks of height to spawn. And they can't spawn without a block, so they wouldn't spawn on the roof down there because they can't spawn on the roof. They can only spawn on blocks below the roof and blocks you place above the roof. But if all the blocks you place only have 2 spaces above them, then they can't spawn. They actually need a 3x3x3 space to spawn. Zombie piglin only need a 1x2 space, so 1 wide, 2 high. So the ghasts have nowhere to spawn out here. I have various blocks on top of everything that prevent ghasts from spawning. Ghasts are those big white squid looking things that shoot fireballs at us and sound like they're crying. That's what those things are. And that's why we don't want them here, because they would blow this thing up. And they can't spawn on glass, so the top layer is glass. The magma cubes are the only place anything can spawn, and the only thing that can spawn because of the conditions which we are 100% controlling are the zombified piglin. The zombified piglin hate turtle eggs. Yeah, they hate them. I don't know why, but they do. All undead mobs hate turtle eggs, and they try to stomp on them. So what we do to exploit that is we give them some turtle eggs to get upset about. And we put them right there. Sorry, you have to crouch to not be harmed on magma, and you have to not be crouching to open and shut these things. Anyway, the zombified piglins will spawn on all this magma stuff, and they'll see these turtle eggs through the trap doors, and they'll say, hey, I don't like that. Let's go kill it. And then they'll all run over here. And then they'll get to this trap door, and because it overhangs on the edge of the block, they'll read it as a full block. That's what their AI does. And they'll just keep running trying to get to the egg. But it's not a full block, so they'll fall off and they'll fall down there on the hoppers. And they'll drop their drops, which for them is gold and rotten flesh. Rotten flesh we can use to trade with clerics. Gold we can do a number of things with, including get trades going with non-zombified piglins. The ones who don't like you if you don't wear gold. So, yeah. So we have our platform where we just sort of safely sit or stand up here. It's made entirely of blocks that nothing can spawn on, so it's safe. And it's at an ideal height. Oh dear. I should have. There we go. That should be there. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So it's at an ideal height to where things can only spawn relative to their distance from the player. So we're so high up, nothing can spawn under the nether roof. It can only spawn on those platforms we built below with the magma cubes. And if we stand on this yellow glass, that is the ideal spot to stand to maximize the spawning of the mobs to go in and chase the egg and then fall to their death. And if we go into free cam, you can kind of see it in action. And then they come down here, they fall to their death. Their gold and their rotten flesh gets sucked up by the hoppers. And the gold is all filtered through into these chests where the rotten flesh is transported through these other hoppers and into this system where they, as you can see, the rotten flesh is being destroyed by lava. We can, if we need to go into the system and unclog anything, if it gets super full, we can then throw it in this chest, which also feeds into this dropper. Or we can flick that lever, turn the dropper off, and we can start collecting the rotten flesh if we so desire, if we need to do some heavy trading with the clerics. So that's where we're at. Now, I've been AFK at this thing all night. And already emptied it once. I'm not even sure how long I've been up here. I've been doing a little bit of stuff around the house. Because I'm off today, off of work for the holiday on Thursday. Off all week, very nice. But yeah, the rotten flesh gets transported over here and destroyed, whereas the gold just filters right into here. And it can be converted into bars via this crafting table. And then the bars can be crafted into blocks. Though we'll need the bars to trade with the piglins. I converted them into blocks just because storage reasons. You can store way more in a shulker box as blocks than as bars. Or ingots, as they call them, I guess. Ingots. So yeah, you convert the nuggets to bars, and then you trade the bars with the the regular piglins, which we have to build that farm separately. Probably build it like right over here. Not too close to this, because I don't want the piglins that we keep in it to affect the spawn rates of this thing. Because there is a spawn cap, you can only have so many mobs loaded at once, and since we're trying to load as many as possible, to maximize our gold, we don't want anything else here that can be loaded in when we're nearby, trying to load in those guys up there. He's walking around because I didn't have one of these shulker boxes covered with stairs, and he spawned on top of there. So we're letting him hang out. I'm sure eventually he'll despawn. And if not, then we have some company, and that's always nice. Right, buddy? That's right. To complete this, I had also gone over a little bit about turtle eggs, because I guess I showed those a minute ago, and you may have thought, hey, you skipped the part. Where'd you get the eggs? Yeah. Well, that's a good question. Let's go and look at that. Got all our fun mushroom cow friends just spawning in. That's just beautiful to see. And if you're wondering, yes, Attila, still alive and well, laying eggs for us. Hello, Attila. And we have Lily and Dandelion. Just doing Lily and Dandelion things over there by the chest. I don't actually remember where I've been keeping my scaffolding. This makes sense. We'll put it here. So I was thinking I had it up there. I don't know. Let's go look at turtles. Let's get rockets while I'm thinking about it. There we go. So I made a little turtle egg farm over this way. Here's all my turtles. Isn't that fun? Look at me and all the turtles. We're just hanging out, doing turtle things. A month ago, told you I'd tell you about the Turtle Club. My favorite author, Kurt Vonnegut, would often tell this story about he and his friends who had this long-running joke for decades where they decided they were members of something called the Turtle Club. And here's the only rule of the Turtle Club. When asked if you are a member of the Turtle Club by someone, you must respond audibly, not loudly, just audibly. When asked, "Are you a member of the Turtle Club?" you must say, "You bet your ass I am." And that's it. That's the whole thing. So anyway, I am a member of the Turtle Club, and I hope you are too. So here they are. Let's talk about how they work. So what you have to go do is find a couple turtles in the wild, and you feed one of them seagrass, you feed the other one seagrass, and then they get together and they mate with the little heart animation. In fact, we can just demonstrate that now. We'll do you and you. Very good. They're gonna mate. Are they mating? Nope, they mated. Didn't do the heart animation, but that's okay. They then return to their home beach where they hatched, and they lay an egg there, which is what they're doing right now. They may be having some trouble because it's a little crowded in here. Oh nope, I heard it get laid. There it is. So what we had to do is go out in the wild and get them to do that, and then we had to use Silk Touch to harvest the egg before it hatched, and moved it over here. That way we could control where the home beach was. And so now all these turtles have all hatched right here. So they always just, when we breed them, they just come right back here, lay another egg. Don't have to go far, doesn't take forever, because let me tell you, if you didn't know this about turtles, they're quite slow. It's true. Believe it or not. Yeah. that this turtle is very interested in what I have to say. Good listeners, turtles. Slow, but very good listeners. So yeah, that's what we did to get all the turtle eggs we needed for the gold farm. So, what I'm going to go do now is I am going to go AFK at our wonderful, highly efficient, and productive gold farm. And then I think I will time-lapse the footage. And then we'll check our rates and see what we got. And I'll try to keep note of how long it was. What I might do is, it's just a little before 11 a.m. on Tuesday morning. About 10:49 the clock says over there. And we might just let it go a few hours. And then I'll notate what time it is then. And we'll see what kind of rates we got. In that amount of time. Okay, so whatever we get minus 3. So we'll line it up there. It doesn't really have to be centered, but I like it to be. There we go. That's close enough. Or is it? Could probably make some kind of cool fractal looking video doing that. Spinning on squares. That's got to be trippy, right? So I think if I leave the text box open, it prevents the screensaver from coming on. If not, when I come back to check this in a little bit, we'll just edit that part out, because when the screensaver comes on, that menu comes up. But I think this prevents that from happening. So I'm going to let it go for a little while. It's 10:51. We'll say we've been standing here since 10:50. I'm saying that out loud so I can check what time it was later in case I don't remember. Though it would be unlike me to remember that. Yeah, I'm going to go watch a movie or listen to some music or take a nap. Maybe have some lunch. Maybe, read a book. Don't know. Could be anything. The possibilities are endless. I could sit here and talk the whole time and Well, hello. It's been 8 hours. Heck of a time lapse, wasn't it? Hey, the captain jumping in here after the fact, just to clear up a little thing. That wasn't a time lapse. I ended up deciding to use just about 3.5 minutes of footage from the replay mod because that was visually more interesting. But I didn't know I was going to do that when I said time lapse. Anyway, back to the show. At least I assume. I haven't watched it yet because I haven't made it yet. Anyway, I said we would go and, see how good our results were. So let's go do that. All right. Yep. Full. It loads up this way to this way. So it didn't. All right. So 8 hours it'll fill up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and start that one. And 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 hours we get 10 double chests. And of course that translates into these eventually. Basically, if we were to just demonstrate this way how it works. Yep. That's the whole process. Of course, we would have to go back and do that all the way through. Oh, and these fill up too. That's right. They're kind of not in the same. Interesting. I would think this one filled up, or do they fill up the other direction first? So the middle ones fill up first, and then maybe work their way out. I don't know. Whatever the case, we have a lot of gold, and we're gonna be able to buy a lot of the blocks we need from the piglins once we build the piglin trading post with this gold. So that will be the next project that we tackle. When I get to that, I don't know, but I will get to it because I want to build a pirate ship. That's the whole point of this. So I guess what I'll do is just sort of AFK up here some more. And we'll call it a night. Of course, you know what we have to do first. We have to do our Mr. Rogers thing. But I tell you, I was very excited to tell you. That's why I'm doing that. It's good to be back. I wish you a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate that sort of thing, because that's, as of the moment I'm recording this, a couple days away. And maybe I can get another video up by Christmas, and maybe come January we can finally start that pirate ship, if not sooner. We'll see. But until then, my friend, you've been wonderful, And I have been Captain Incredulous. I'll catch you later.